Hi, Sanghavi. Good
Hello, ma'am.
afternoon.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good as well. So, how has your week started?
Yes, ma'am. It is as usual.
It's a usual week. And
Yes, ma'am.
what
Yes.
do you plan on achieving this week? Any goals to complete before the weekend? Before
No,
next
ma'am.
weekend?
Successfully, I started practicing shadowing practice.
Okay, lovely. And how are you finding it?
Yes, ma'am. It is pretty good. Actually, today morning I started it,
Okay,
and it is going good.
okay. And how do you think it is helping you communicate better? How is it bringing an
Um,
improvement?
I think it will help me to improve my pronunciation and intonation.
Absolutely right. Also, I think one more thing that learners tend to not put a lot of um, careful vigilance on is the spacing between the
Ah,
words. Sometimes
yes,
we
ma'am.
don't realize, but we are either rushing or we are going too slow. So I think shadowing is also a good way to understand how to space your words and sentences, the pauses, the
Okay.
gap. So not just the
Mm,
intonation, but the modulation also is by the
okay.
increase in the pitch, decrease in the pitch, the gaps, increasing of that, pauses, all of that. I think it's a brilliant exercise
Okay.
to work on the overall speech, right? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
that's
Yes.
great, Sankavi. So, I was just looking at the topic and I think we have discussed about this earlier. Weren't we discussing about home sweet home last class also?
No, ma'am. That was about home decoration.
Okay,
Decorations. It
okay,
is
okay. We
about.
spoke about decoration, right? So this is, I was just confused whether I spoke about home as a unit or did we speak about the decoration? Fine, chalo. Thank you so much for that. Moving on then for the with today's topic. I think it's a great topic to talk on. You good with it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Lovely. So to start with, if you had to describe the feeling in one sentence of how you feel when you come home. It can be after a short trip, if you have gone to your parents' place, or you have taken, 2 or 3 days break from your regular life and you're returning home. What is that feeling if you have to describe it in just one sentence?
If I use one sentence, feeling relaxed, and this is my cozy place.
Where you feel warm,
Mm.
welcome, cozy, and like you
Yes.
belong there,
Yes.
right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And
Yes.
we
The right word is feeling of belonging. This is
Yes,
my place.
yes, yes,
Finally, I'm here. So
yes,
that's how
and
I
it
feel.
takes so much of effort to make a place your own because it's very rare that you're able to get make that instant connection with a
Yes.
place.
Yes.
Generally, and especially when you get married and go to a house, it already belongs to a set of people,
Yes.
right? So making your space, making your vision come turn into reality, I think that takes a lot of efforts,
Yes. Yes,
right?
ma'am. True.
And next on, we have heard so many times that to make a house a home, most of the time it is the effort and the hard work of the lady of the house.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know how gender specific it is gender specific, and maybe in some terms it is a little biased also. But I'd like to know your thought on it. Do you agree with it, or do you feel that it has to be equal? The role has to be equal,
The role has to be equal, but unfortunately, it is on the shoulder of women right now.
right? So
Yes.
will it be? We cannot call it unfair maybe then, because if we say that it is to a larger extent dependent upon the women, then I think it also means that the financial aspect depends upon the men,
Yes. Yes.
right? And when maybe you are decorating the place or you are setting it up, but then you need the funds, you need the financial support for
Yes,
that kind of decoration or
yes.
making the place your own, right? So let us talk about describing your favorite corner of the house. And why is it your favorite corner? What do you prefer doing there? And how many minutes or hours in a day do you spend there? What is that exact feeling that you get there? So describe that space and the entire uh, experience of being at that place, that corner of your
Uh,
house.
I don't know whether I like it or not, but unintentionally it happened to me. Uh,
Hmm.
kitchen. Kitchen is my
Hmm.
corner. I spend most of the time there, and
Okay.
hardly around 3 to 4 hours, because in morning also I have to spend at least 2 hours there, and in evening also I have to spend at least 2 hours there. So even in between, I have to go there and do my chores. So anyway, I spend around 4 to 5 hours solidly.
In the kitchen.
So yes, in the kitchen.
Okay.
So when we are going there, we always when some places belongs to you, you tend to decorate it, right? So I love to organize every now and then, and I love to clean it, and I love to decorate things there. So that
Hmm.
is the one habit I have, ma'am.
Right. And I think a place like kitchen, more than beautification, what really matters is the hygiene, right?
Yes,
The
yes.
cleanliness and the hygiene has to be made sure of being there, right? So I think you spoke about a garden the other time that we were talking about home decoration.
Yes, yes,
You
yes, yes.
spoke about the garden. So, do you have a space where you have planted trees or you have planted small plants?
Yes, yes, ma'am. In the front yard, I planted some of the trees, and even I'm planning to plant more. I love
Yeah.
some of the traditional flowers. That is, I don't know the right name, but it is called Pavalamalli, Pannirmalli in English. I mean Tamil. So I
Right,
love to plant all those trees.
right, right. And when you think about apart from these plants or trees, how, I mean, if money was not a constraint at all, okay, you have a free hand here, you can invest as much as you want. So how would you like to decorate that space?
Uh, Whenever possible, I watch all those videos, ma'am. I have admired through all those videos a lot. So I
You
want to create such a space.
can you repeat the last sentence, Ankavi? I have watched,
I
did you
have
say?
watched some of, yes, I have watched some
Okay,
of the videos.
okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And you have taken ideas from
So
those.
yes, yes. In between trees and plants, there should be a swing so that we
Mm-hmm.
can have some cup of tea or coffee there, and we can sit and have some chit chat over there. So I want to spend my time in such a way.
Yes, and I think there are a lot of options of patios also. So if you have seen, there are those roofs, extended roofs, and you can keep a set of a coffee table with maybe two chairs. I think that also
Yes,
makes, especially if it is white in color, it
yes, yes,
adds on to the beauty of that place, right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
That seems very
And
aesthetic.
yes, increases the aesthetic, absolutely. So, has it ever happened, Sankavi, that you have uh, an idea in your mind where how you want to do things related to a certain decoration or investing in some kind of furniture, and you have had to really convince your partner or the other family members that, you know what, this is actually a good idea, this is going to look lovely. Maybe right now it looks something which will be ordinary or something which will not look nice, but believe me, once it is ready, you are going to love it. So you had to really convince hard. Has Have you ever faced such a situation?
Yes, 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 ma'am. Even my husband is very much concerned about clean, spotless place because whenever we plant trees in front of the house, you
Hmm?
have to clean and you have to maintain it properly.
Correct.
So it will be very burden. It will be burden to you. So I don't want you to do
Hmm.
all those things. So we don't want plants like that. He mentioned earlier, and it was very
Yeah.
hard to convince him at the time. And finally, I convinced him, and we planted a few trees recently.
Lovely. And I think it adds on to the positivity that you have
Yes,
in the house. Because if you
yes,
have greenery around, especially I think in the monsoon months, it must be looking lovely, ravishing with
yes,
that lush color and fresh
yes,
air and all of that. So I think it looks brilliant with
yes,
in that season particularly. All right,
yes.
so Sankavi, we'll go on to the session notes now, but before that, just a couple of things which we will try to change. Okay, instead
Yes,
of
ma'am.
saying when we are going there, when you were speaking about the kitchen, when you spend so many hours there or so much time there, so instead of saying when we are going there for 3 hours or 4 hours, you can say if we spend, use it in the simple present tense, not present continuous.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if we
Yes, ma'am.
spend more than 3 to 4 hours in a place or in a space, we tend to get overly attached to it.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
or we build a sense of possessiveness,
Yes, ma'am.
like this is my
Yeah.
area, so you know what, I am
Mhm.
using it for so long, so everything has to be arranged according to my comfort,
Yes, yes.
right? So there is a possessiveness that we
Yeah.
develop for that space.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
is one thing. Instead of saying in between trees, to put the swing. So when you say in between
Mm.
trees, it will sound like, if you can visualize, it will be two tree trunks, and in between there will be a swing, right?
Okay.
But we are not trying to say that. We are trying to say that we will put swings in the garden area. So you can
In the
say
garden.
that the swings will be surrounded by the trees and the plants.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, or
Got it.
I want to have swings amongst the trees.
Okay. Among the
Okay,
trees.
right. It will be one place where you were saying it will be burden, and then you realize it will not make a sentence, so you said it will be a burden for him. Okay, so you
Yes.
can say it will be very burdensome, like
Uh,
troublesome. Okay,
okay, Sam.
let's say
Okay, ma'am.
burdensome also. And I couldn't understand the word watched in the first go. Okay, so because there was the e sound was quite loud, so watched we don't want to say. Okay, the
Uh,
d has to be very lightly audible. Watched.
watched.
Right.
Watched.
Okay, all right, now moving on to the session notes. So here, the speaking practice questions that we will have. So, there is a very interesting exercise here where you have to tell one advantage and one disadvantage of having a house which first is by the beach, very
Okay.
close to the beach. So, what will be the advantage according to you, and what will be the disadvantage?
The first thing, we are surrounded with nature and we can hear the wave sounds and we can wake up with the good vision. I mean, good sceneries.
View. Hmm.
Yes, view. But one disadvantage during the disaster time, like tsunami or storm, so that time it would be very difficult.
Yes, it might be fatal actually.
Yes, yes,
Right?
ma'am.
So, if we talk about a little less serious stuff, I think the houses which are close to the water, the
Yes,
iron turns rusty very soon. So,
yes,
we go to the beach in Mumbai at Versova, and we have seen so many balconies, and the entire rod of the balcony has turned rustic,
yes,
and
yes,
it does not look good. Those flats are so expensive, so beautiful, but it's the whole view, the whole beauty is ruined because of the rust. And what happens is when it rains, the color of the rust also seeps into the walls, and those whitewashed walls then turn a little bit into brown with those streaks of rust color. Oh my god, it's
okay.
I mean, if I would have been living there, I would die of anxiety that why every time you can't keep painting your house twice in a year,
Yes, yes,
right? That is how it is.
yes.
Okay, next on one advantage and one disadvantage of having a house in the mountains.
Mountains. So, same as ma'am, during um, disaster time, like soil erosion and all, at the time we face some difficulties. But you can also enjoy the weather. In mountains, you will not face very much hot. So that would be one good thing. And also, you can wake up with a good view,
Yes.
and you can also sometimes witness some of the wild animals.
Yes, I think transportation is a major problem with
Yes,
the
yes.
houses in the hilly regions,
Practical.
mountainous regions.
Yes.
Especially imagine if you have to move houses, you have this entire furniture, and packing and unpacking is going to be very difficult for these transporters
Yes,
also.
yes,
So, and I think in general also, if you have a vehicle and you have to drive, it's quite risky.
yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, moving
Time
on. What
consuming
about?
as well.
Yes, it is. Even 2 kilometers take like 30 minutes because of
Yeah,
the
yes,
twists and turns and curves on the roads, right? Next on,
yes, ma'am.
Sankavi, is about a house which is in a very posh locality, very urbanized. So, the kind of place
Okay,
where Blinkit, Zomato, Ola, all of this is available at the snap of a finger. Okay, very well located,
okay.
everything is at a stone's throw. So what is the advantage and what's the disadvantage of that?
Uh, Advantage is you can access to all the things very easily. And disadvantage, I don't find any disadvantage, but I can say they won't live as a community there. Like how
Yes.
in other places we live as a community, we interact with our neighbors, but in those places I never seen anyone communicate with each other.
Yes, very true. People do not have the time, as
Yes,
simple
yes,
as
ma'am.
that. They just don't have the
Yes,
time, everybody is very busy, right?
yes,
And lastly, a house which is located in such a place where around it there are all green fields, maybe there is some practice of agriculture being done, so maybe a little isolated from the regular urbanized areas. So one
okay.
advantage and one disadvantage.
Yes, we will wake up with a good view, and we can connect with the nature very easily. But
Yes.
during night time, it is very scary to live in that place, ma'am. Even I
Yes.
have seen some of the house recently. We took a isolated path, and we traveled during night, and a few isolated houses were there, and I really felt that. During night they cannot sleep peacefully. They may feel some for every little noise they may feel some distraction, and they feel very they get some panic.
Yes, it's very unsafe. And
Yes,
I think you are always with your guards high
yes, yes.
because
When
you are
when
worried
you
that,
sleep you have to sleep peacefully without any distraction, so
yeah,
it is very
but that
hard to sleep.
is possible in such a place,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
right? So it's almost like you are tense and alert all the time.
Yes, yes,
I think one more advantage, Sankavi, can also be that when people have that kind of a land available around them, they tend to do the agriculture for their regular vegetables also.
no,
Like they grow their own
yes,
vegetables and fruits. And when you do that, you can be sure of the quality. Like when we
yes,
buy vegetables and fruits, we are very concerned because we don't know
yes,
how they have grown it, the water with which they have
yes.
cropped up. So here at least we will be sure about the
Mm,
quality of the fruits and vegetables,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Okay. So, Sankavi, I will take the feedback maybe a minute longer here because we need to talk a little bit about the length of the answers also.
Okay.
Okay, so before that, let us look at the grammar thing and get done with it. We will not say we face very much hot. You can say that we experience hot weather or
Yes,
we
ma'am.
experience high temperatures.
High temperature.
You can also say the heat is scorching, etc. Okay, you can
Yes, ma'am.
access to all the things. Now, when we are using access as a verb, for example, over here, you can do something, you can access. So here we don't need the preposition to. You can access all the things. However,
Okay,
when we
okay.
use access as a noun, you have the access to my house keys. Okay, there we will
Hmm.
use access to. Okay, but with the
Okay.
verb we will not. Okay,
Okay.
in those places, remember to use plurals whenever you use those, because those is for plural, that is for singular.
Yes.
Okay, those is for plurals.
I said I
One
understand.
more place where you said, I have seen some of the houses recently. So remember, it is not grammatically incorrect. However, what we have learned about adverbs is that you should keep the adverb closest to the word that it is qualifying or telling us more about. Correct? So here it is
Okay.
telling us more about seen. Sankavi, just give me one moment. Okay, no worries. Right. So over here, seen some of the houses recently. So recently is telling us more about which action? About seen. This is about placement of
Okay.
words. Okay. The
Okay,
rule
ma'am.
of
Okay.
adjective and adverb is that you have to keep it closest to the word about which it is telling you, about which it is giving you more information.
Okay.
So, recently is an adverb which is giving us more information about the verb seen. Okay.
Okay,
So,
ma'am.
we should
Okay.
keep it close to seen. So, we can say,
Okay.
recently I saw some of the houses,
Okay.
or
Okay.
I recently saw some of the houses.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, instead of saying recently at the end of the sentence. Got it?
Yes.
So with that, we'll end
Yes.
the session. Thank you so much for joining, and you have a great evening ahead.